Welcome to the first ever Youth Climate Summit recap here at Cassine. I'm Maya Palacia and we're talking to 4 different students from 4 different schools about their experience in the first ever Youth Climate Summit in Bermuda. Let's go!
I applied to take part to meet people from different backgrounds and countries and see what they're doing to help with the climate.
I decided to do this because at the end of your year, we have to do a research paper, and I chose mine on reversing global climate change. So coming here kind of gave me like a bigger overall understanding of not just in Bermuda but globally what's causing it and how can we change it to help put it all in my research paper and hopefully get it published one day.
I signed up because I just felt like it was important to educate myself about it because I knew the general idea of global warming and what that entitled, but just to know like the actual facts and data was just something I found interesting.
I signed up because I wanted to meet people who have the same love in the environment as me, and I wanted to develop more of an understanding of how our future will be if we don't solve climate change right away.
Getting feedback right away, not just like, who asked the question, you put the question in and it doesn't get asked to like the end of the thing, like it got asked as you asked the question. So it was very formative and like you got to be able to basically have communication online, which is kind of difficult, especially in schooling. So my favorite was to be able to be connected to everyone and actually have that connection where everyone's talking back to each other and actually understanding what we're all saying.
I think my favorite activity was also the chance to be able to talk with other young people about their point of views and just seeing like beyond like that aspect where it's like what is capable but what we want to see, and then thinking about how we can get to that point. It was definitely like breaking down obstacles as we met them. It felt like as a group it just felt really good to be able to do.
It's a very hard question because I loved everything about the summit. But I could say collaborating with everybody, hearing everybody's thoughts and opinions and the solutions kind of helped develop my own. Talking with everybody, meeting new people from Cedar Bridge, from Warwick Academy, Summersfield, it was really great. I thought that we should do more things like this, get it more out, but I can't wait to see what we have in the future.
Something that has to do with marine biology, really, or just like things that like have to do with like marine life. I don't like sitting in like an office or like sitting in like cooped up in like a cubicle or something like that, but like just something that I can like be out in nature and do.
My career, I've thought about it a lot. It's definitely marine robotics. I am in love with robotics. I love programming. I love building. And I also love the oceans, the coral reefs, the fish. Everything about it is just beautiful to me. But the main thing I wanted to do was like create a robot that can take time-lapse photos of coral reefs. So instead of going down there every single day per year to take a picture, you can just time-lapse it. And it was a lot of people trying to do it, but it was problems with water getting into the machines getting blurry, machines dying over time, not having a good placement. But yeah.
Like they said that mentioned, I think per month the average human consumes about a credit card's worth of plastic, which is kind of shocking.
One thing I took away that was kind of breathtaking was the fact that trash and like food waste is like a large contributor to global change. And I didn't like really think about it because like when you think about food, it's like either you eat it or you don't, so like you kind of throw it away. So when it comes to like food waste, it's not just like you purchasing it because it has to get to like the stores somehow. So like that's like for instance for the farm, that's like engines they use, so that's carbon dioxide. Water, that's so it's like there's like a huge consumption of everything that kind of like, for instance, the fertilizers that they use, some fertilizers have like nitrogen oxide in them, which kills like the soil, which then goes into the ground, and that's just a whole another topic. But it takes a lot to grow these foods and to like actually maneuver them and ship them around. It's just like by boat, plane, or however you do it. So it's just like this more into, the food itself than actually throwing it away. Like, I like to eat, so like I be buying food like every day and just throwing it away the next day if I don't want it. So now it's definitely like changed my mindset on how I look on food and how I buy it. And that's just something I took away that was kind of like, wow, like, are you for real?
That's the thing about oceans. It takes in most of our heat. It absorbs most of our heat. Like seagrass, that holds most of our carbon dioxide. So it's really protecting us, and people don't realize that yet.
I didn't know the ocean takes in most of our heat.
A lot, more than 50%. It's a lot.
Seaweed takes in more carbon dioxide than trees do.
Yeah, any other tree on this planet.
In order to fight against climate change, it's not something that is expected to be overnight. Like, wow, you've changed so many elements, which makes you a better person. It's not that. Single-use plastics, we use them because it's convenience, and that's expected, that it's not going to be something you can really get rid of all at once. We're just asking you to be smart consumers, because you as individual, we all as individuals have consumer power. If you don't support businesses that don't support how you feel with global justice in general, and if they're doing things that are harming, then we shouldn't continue to keep supporting those businesses. And we have that power, and we shouldn't let that be taken away from you because you think it's a little bit easier. It's not going to be easier in the long run. Yeah.
What are some businesses or some places that maybe you shop to or you would talk a bit support because they actually help in the fight against, climate justice?
Well, Cassine, I know, actually uses a lot more eco-friendly products in general. Mm-hmm. And also, like, what's being put into your products, they're also bad to the environment as well. I know that Cassine has a sunblock that's a lot better for the environment, which it's important. We live on an island. You're going into the ocean. What chemicals are you taking with you?
To piggyback over Jessie, I don't expect anybody to just completely cut off plastic because that's really unrealistic, especially if you're just doing instant. But the real goal is to reduce the amount of plastic used. Like single-use plastics, do we really need plastic straws out there? Like, if we're going straight home, do we need plastic forks and stuff, plastic bags? If we can just have one single bag that we just take each day, just leave it in your car. Maybe if you go into the grocery store, always remember to pack it. It's always another way to help the environment.
For mostly like the youth or for schools, I know that like my school it's not polluted, but like it has a lot of plastics around like the field. I'd say to bring like reusable like containers to school instead of like bags or plastics. And if you do bring plastics, to make sure you pick it up or don't just leave it on the field or just put it anywhere you want. Because in the long run, we're going to be on the cleaner.
Stay educated on the things that are happening in your country or island. There are many things that we can do, like the rest of my other peers said. Plastic is something that we use and we can't really take it away. But if you could refrain from using them, it'd be great. What I mean by saying educated is like, if you see something that isn't right, tell someone or like use your voice to make that change, because it only takes one person to make the change.